you've seen one shopping center, you've seen them all. Welcome to Founders District TV, where we share simple solutions that have remarkable results. I'm your helpful host, Michael Varma. This episode, we're in for a treat. We have the amazing Jill Lemon. She is a former Chief Petty Officer for the United States Coast Guard and currently a Marine Educator for Discovery Cube's Ocean Quest. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you, Michael. This is so exciting. I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm thrilled you're here, too, because I love the ocean. And I have to ask a couple questions. First of all, why the United States Coast Guard?
Oh, sure. I was torn at the end of high school, and I was exploring my options. And I went to visit the Navy recruiter. My dad was in the Navy. And I didn't like my options, and the Navy recruiter was the best recruiter. He said, you should check out the Coast Guard. And when I went to the Coast Guard, they said, we have a job called Marine Science Technician. And I was sold. And that began my 13-year journey in the United States Coast Guard.
13 years. I bet you have tons of stories there.
Tons.
I'd love to find out about those stories. We'll probably have to bring you back for that because I want to find out more about the Discovery Cube's Ocean Quest and what you do there as a marine educator.
Yes.
So what do you do there?
As a marine educator, we focus on informal education, and we are this little homegrown science operation. We used to be called Exploration, and we recently merged with the Discovery Cube in Orange County. And so we have this awesome location where we can teach all things science with an ocean spin on it. So we talk about chemistry and the pH of the ocean and how it balances itself. We talk about technology and build underwater robots. We talk about biology and how marine mammals go through all these different trials of life, and it's just amazing.
That's a lot of technical information. I remember I had the opportunity to see you in action. So you took technical information but put it into very everyday language and things that were memorable. Because I remember once you were talking about how a sea lion and a seal walk. And what's the difference between that?
So the difference between a seal and a sea lion, there's three main differences. The first is sea lions have external ears, and seals don't. And the big one, though, is how they walk. And seals don't walk. They undulate. They literally have to throw their body weight around and just get the best they can.
They originated the worm, right?
Exactly, totally. They're just undulating, all this blubber just shakes as it just moves its way around. And the sea lions are able to rotate their hips underneath them, and they have longer arm-like flippers, and they can actually walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and that was using visuals, and it was fabulous. And then you also have this other thing that you're talking about. I was asking the question of why would somebody in the middle of the United States even care about the ocean? Like somebody in Nebraska, why would they care about the ocean?
And I got so excited when you asked me that question. Because clouds, that's why someone in Nebraska should be worried about the ocean and its health.
And how do the clouds actually get out to Nebraska?
Well, it's actually incredibly fascinating. And it starts with plankton, these microscopic plant-like critters that float around in the ocean. And they're plant-like because they use photosynthesis. Okay. And what happens is the sun hits them, they exchange carbon dioxide for oxygen, and also release another chemical called dimethyl sulfide. Okay. DMS for short. Okay. And it just so happens that if you like clouds, you need three things for them to form. Okay.
Number one is?
You need water to be evaporated into the air.
You get that in the ocean. Perfect.
Done. You need a change in pressure. You need it to either get hot and then get cold so that that water wants to condense.
Atmosphere,
and then, then you need something for it to condense around. It's not enough just to have the water in the air. And it just so happens that DMS, or dimethyl sulfide, is that key ingredient that that the water molecules like to stick on. And it comes from these phytoplankton.
Phytoplankton? Is it like fighting plankton?
No, phyto as in photosynthesis and has to do,
Different spelling. I learned how to spell. You learn something. So I do enjoy it because you are taking technical information and putting in that common everyday language.
That's right.
It's a very simple solution and then making it memorable.
For instance, to make this memorable, if you were, say, 5 to 12 years old, I would tell you.
I act like I'm 5 to 12 years old.
I would tell you that these phytoplankton, how they don't eat, right? So they don't have same biological functions we do, but they do pass gas, and that's how the DMS gets released. Thus, I can call it a fart.
It's a fish fart.
It's a plankton fart. And then with these phytoplankton, because they're like plants, they need nutrients. Okay, and so the nutrients, they don't like to stay at the surface where they live, they sink. And so to get the nutrients back up, whales, as they eat, they condense the nutrients and then they have their special delivery service.
Oh, okay.
They have to pass the excrement or whale poop. Whale poop then fertilizes these phytoplankton that release then through a fart, this DMS that formulates a cloud that can be in Nebraska.
Fabulous. It's amazing. It's the chain reaction of how everything works.
Everything's connected.
And then the next thing we're going to find out about is, I know you teach in less than ideal situations, so you're not in a classroom, and how you overcome those things, those adventures, and we'll find out about that after a brief break.
Out with the old and in with the new. It's that time of year for the incumbent officers of our Founders District clubs to pass the torch on to the new officers that have been or should have been elected by now so they can attend LACE training. In terms of the outgoing officers, your dedication and commitment to your clubs is recognized and appreciated. You are to be commended for stepping up the way you did. Congratulations on completing your year as a club officer and leaving your clubs a little bit better off than when you began. For the new officers, I would like to issue the following challenge to you. Follow through on your commitment. I will explain the biggest mistakes club officers can make in their year as a club officer. Number 1, regularly missing regularly scheduled club meetings. Unless you are the Vice President of Public Relations, most of the club officer positions require regular attendance at club meetings in order to carry out the responsibilities of a particular office, whether it be Sergeant at Arms, Secretary, Vice President of Membership or Education, and of course, Club President. Besides, as an elected club leader, if you don't show, why should any of your regular members show? Not going to training because of perceived lack of time, general busyness, or thinking, oh, I got this. I don't need to be trained. That's like saying I don't need to be trained to run a marathon because I already know how to run. Firstly, if you accepted the position to begin with, making training should be the easiest thing to do. It lasts up to 2 hours twice per year and makes things easier on you to do your job to the best of your ability because you get to draw on the wisdom and experience of Toastmasters who have done what you are about to do. Why not take advantage of that? For getting the benefits of stepping up to leadership and becoming successful in a leadership position with Toastmasters. People who have been successful in Toastmasters leadership have gotten hired for their dream jobs, promoted at their current jobs, became more confident, which made them more attractive to others, and developed new skills that allowed them to increase their salaries. After all, no one is going to pay you more unless you do more. Then there's the recognition you get from other Toastmasters that helps you develop your Toastmasters extended family, that turns your Toastmasters experience into one of the most enriching journeys of your entire life, with more benefits than you could shake a stick at. At the end of the day, what you put into this will translate to what you get out. It's on you. If you make the commitment and follow through on it, Toastmasters will show you the way and you will win what your heart desires. It's up to you to take advantage. Congratulations to the new club officers. May your year be fulfilling, enriching, and empowering. This has been Steve Itzkowitz with the Founders District TV News Blitz, reminding you that every event, including your club's meetings, is time well spent.
It's a known fact that a bicycle can't stand alone. It's just too tired.
Welcome back to Founders District TV, where we explore simple solutions that have remarkable results. We're talking with Jill Lemon, a marine educator at Discovery Cube's Ocean Quest. Now, right before our break, we were talking about the less than ideal situations that you present in, like on the back of a ship or boat, a vessel. What's the proper term?
It totally depends on its size, but All terms are correct.
Oh, yeah, I got it right. So,
You can put a boat on a ship. You can't put a ship on a boat.
yeah, my brother worked for Carnival Cruise Lines. I said, hey, what's the boat? No, it's a ship. Okay, got it. I remember. I can learn things too. Okay, so can you give me an example of a less than ideal situation that you have encountered, a real life situation?
Sure. How about today? A lot of times what we do with informal education is we work with kids.
Okay.
I had, not exaggerating, 247 kindergartners at our facility today.
Wow.
Yes. So that's a lot of short attention spans going on.
Gnats.
And so you don't all the time have everybody's attention.
So how do you wrap them up?
Well, one of the ways that I've found effective with the littles is you just start to whisper. And if you are animated enough and you can just kind of figure it out that they can't hear you, then they start to like, wait, what? And it draws them back in. That's one way to get their
I
attention.
like that, working with the littles. And so whispering, that's a simple solution. It works for adults, Sue.
Okay.
So it sounds like you have another example that you may have run across.
Several. I do this whale watching, right? So we go out, and it's a 2-hour trip, and it could be 45 minutes, 2 hours even, before you see a whale. And so these people start to get agitated with that.
I recall because I was on that ship, and it wasn't 40 minutes, it was 20 minutes, and I have a short attention span, so in the silence or when nothing's happening.
Right, so you can actually use that opportune moment to redirect, right? Take that negative and turn it into something positive. Express why we're not seeing the whales. Now, obviously, with my biology example, it's maybe not as applicable, but for me, it's like, I can talk about their breath weights, right? A blue whale can hold its breath for upwards of 50 minutes.
I remember that because I'm like, okay, we're not seeing anything. It's like, well, the whale goes all the way down and he can hold his breath.
Yeah, so you don't utilize that downtime, that inopportune moment, then just became a teaching moment just by redirecting and focusing on why you're in that position.
Nice, I like that. Okay, so whispering, and then there's focusing on the silence, or if nothing's happening, why not? Okay. Do you have a third example by chance?
Let's see, of inopportune, yeah, I've got lots of examples.
Or I think we were talking about off camera, that something redirecting
yes,
questions.
redirecting. A lot of times, again, with the little kids, and I'm sure this is applicable for adults too, they're not interested. Right? They just don't want to listen to what I have to say. And so sometimes I ask them, well, what do you want to learn about? And that is an open door. It has an ability to go a different direction. But then I'm capable of, at least now that I have their attention, I can feed them the positive information that I want to feed them.
You're always engaging your audience in some shape, way, or form.
Yes.
That's right. So we've got whispering, silence, or asking them just to draw their attention. Like, because if they're not interested, well, what are you? I like that. 3 simple solutions with remarkable results.
Yeah.
So, all right, now for you, what's next for you as things go on at the Discovery Cube's Ocean Quest?
Right.
Was that a good plug? Or you probably have a better plug than that. But what's one thing at a time? See, I have that short attention span.
There you go. Well, let me redirect you.
Okay, good.
So we met doing a pilot program for our whale watching adventures. That's what's next for me, is our pilot program has been kicked to the next level.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can take this opportunity to come down to the beautiful peninsula out in Newport and off Balboa Island on the peninsula, to our wonderful facility. It's the perfect place to just get on a boat and go out and go whale watching. And so if you go to newportwhales.com/quest15, you can get on a boat for $15 and hear a half-an-hour animated lecture about why these creatures are so awesome.
For $15, that is quite the deal. I am Mr. Bargain. I love the dollar store. So this is $15, well worth it versus the $60 or $75 that I've seen online.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
all right, fabulous. Okay. And is there any other wonderful plug, shameless plug that you want to do besides the Discovery Cube's Ocean Quest and newportwhales.com/quest15?
Well, I guess it would be, still with Ocean Quest, we opened up a new exhibit called Science of Sailing. And so again, down at that beautiful place in Newport, it's a bunch of hands-on science for kids, all based around sailing. So the physics of a sail and how it collects wind and pushes forward, or Archimedes' principle and how you can displace water and hold weight with, we build boats out of foil.
Well, we're just going to have you back.
All right.
Or maybe do an extended version of an interview. Ooh, maybe. So you've been watching Founders District TV, where we explore simple solutions with remarkable results. Until we see you next time, present yourself well.
The long-standing nautical tradition that after a captain barks some orders at his crew, he expects a sharp, "Aye, aye, Captain," in return. And what this is symbolic of is, I heard, I understand. And it's important for that captain to get that relay back from his crew that not only did they hear, but they understand. And this is a great example that we can take on to whatever we are instructing, whether you're a captain barking orders or you're a presenter or an educator giving back some information that your crew not only heard, but understands. And so maybe at the end of your presentation, you want to make sure that you can get that really sharp "aye, aye" back from your crew.